Welcome to qnawire.
Our question, which is shown in figure 9-82, shows a uniform square plate of edge length 6d equals 6 meters. Therefore, d is equal to 1 meter, from which a square piece of edge length 2d. So I write this as x. Since x is equal to 2d and d is 1 meter, x has to be 2 meters, has been removed. What are A, the x-coordinate, and B, the y-coordinate of the center of mass of the remaining piece? Okay, so first we imagine that the small square piece has a mass which I'm going to call M prime that was cut from the large plate and is returned so that the large plate is again a complete 6 meter by 6 meter, which has a 6 meter by 6 meter square plate, which has its center of mass at the origin. We then add a square piece of negative mass, right? Because we're taking out or just caking out a piece of mass of M prime as the appropriate location to obtain what is shown in the figure. If the mass of the whole plate is just M, then the mass of a small square piece come from it is attained by the simple ratio of the areas. So we can write it here. The piece that's cut out, M prime, as I mentioned, is going to be equal to the ratio of the area. So it's going to be 2 meters by 2 meters divided by 6 meters by 6 meters, right? So this is actually, let's write it more explicitly. So this is going to be x squared over 6d squared times the entire mass, which is just m. Okay, so this is equal to 2 meters divided by 6 meters squared times the total mass of the system. Therefore, the total mass is equal to 9 times m prime. Or m prime is 1/9 the total mass of the system. Okay, so we can use that to find the x-coordinate center of mass, call that x-COM for center of mass, is equal to negative m prime, because remember we're removing that piece, times the x-coordinate divided by m plus negative m prime. Again, negative because we're taking that mass out. So this is equal to negative m prime times x divided by, well, we were told that m is 9m prime. That's what we just solved for. So 9m prime minus m prime. So m prime is common in the top and the bottom, so it's going to cancel. So you're going to plug in the value for x, which is 2 meters, and then you're going to have a -1 on the top, and then on the bottom it's going to be, so we can just go ahead, we're going to have negative x divided by, because we're canceling out the m prime, and then 9m prime minus m prime is 8m prime, and again, m primes cancel, so this is just going to be x over 8. This is negative 0.25. And the units here are meters. We can box that in as our solution to part A. Now for part B, it wants us to find the y center of mass. But since the y coordinates of the small square piece is 0, the y center of mass is just going to be 0. We can box that in as our solution to part B.